Hey kids, this is Ivan, outside again. It's fall, it's nice. So I'm going to do this video and try not to be, trying to get anybody upset, and hopefully I don't. But I'm afraid that some people will get upset and they're going to take this in the wrong way, or think this is an anti-narrativist or anti-drama, or whatever you want to call that style of gaming. It's not. I'm just talking about my preferred playstyle. And, I really don't even buy into that, threefold model thing that much anyway. So anyhow, in the real world, like I'm a free agent. I act with autonomy. I can interact with the world in pursuit of goals. I can do it. I can explore things. I can collaborate with other people, or I can do these things by myself. I can develop relationships with other people through interaction. I can do whatever the heck I want to. I can plan plans. I can't plan results. I can't plan the outcomes. I can affect the world through my actions. The closer that part of the world is to me, the more I can affect it. How much my actions really affect the world depend on a lot of factors. It depends on what I do, what I decide to do, how I decide to do it, how planful I am, and then just also things like fate and the fact that I'm one person and there's a lot of things going on. There's things that are a lot more powerful than I am. Certainly one person can affect the world, over time, but a lot of that depends on relationships as well. So there's a lot of factors. So when I game, I really like to have things the same way. I don't want I don't want to play myself. I don't want to play reality. But at the same time, like when I'm in a game world, or in a role-playing games scenario, I'm interacting with that game world through a character. I'm assuming the role of that character, and I'm interacting with that game world through the character. His skills may be markedly different than my own. I hope they are, because things like casting magic missile and fireballs and all that kind of junk, a little different than what I can do. Hopefully he's more skilled than I am at picking locks or whatever it is I want my guy to do, or cracking safes or beating people up, whatever direction I want to go into. But at the end of the day, I'm still interacting with that game world through this guy, and so I can have an effect on the world. I'm a free agent in the world, but I'm not a deity. I can't. I have free agency over my actions, but not over reality. And that's the kind of game dynamic that I like. And I'm not just saying that, and that's the kind of games I like to run as a DM as well. This isn't just me being a curmudgeon as a DM and not wanting the players to ruin my beautiful reality. This is just kind of the way I like to play role-playing games. That does it for me. Some of the other styles that people like don't. And I don't have a problem, or for me it's okay. I don't even say I don't have a problem, but I've played in plenty of games where either I was a DM or like I was a player, another player, and I'll give you a classic example. The game master has a map of the world out there, or the local area, and you start in city X, but there's city Y, to the north, and one of the characters says, well, can I be from that city? Sure, why not? And then the game master hasn't really fleshed out that city entirely, so the player says, hey, could this city be like this? Could they, be a big mining city? Or, could I be a member of a wealthy family? Or they might even just declare this is what it's like, if depending on what their other experiences have been. And so the game master can veto that or say, sure, why not? And in many cases, I've been in the position where I'm like, yeah, I really didn't really flesh that out entirely, so go ahead, that's fine. I don't care. Well, I guess I know what that's like, now. And I'll digress a little bit. Sometimes a really cool thing too is like, as a game master, you've kind of figured out like what you think a certain scenario is going to be like, or what's going on behind the scenes and wherever the players are actually interacting. But you watch the players kind of scheming and talking about what they think is really going on, and you realize they've come up with a cooler idea than what you had. I feel free to steal that. So the players in that case, had the ability to alter reality, but they don't know it. You just keep that a secret because heck, you came up with a better idea than I did. And in the first example, they get to contribute a little bit because you just haven't fleshed that out. That's a lot different than a system where through some kind of points or karma or just the way the game is actually run, a player gets to say, hey, by the way, in this next room, there's a gun in the top drawer of that desk. because I really need a gun to be in that top drawer of that desk because I'm going to jam here. That to me just, I don't, as a player, as a DM, no matter what, I just, to me that's now you're gods that walk the earth. And, to me the story is what emerges from what actually happened, not something we kind of made up on the fly. And that's just me. And, one of the things that bothers me about that, and use this example from Sleeping Beauty. So I call this the make it red, make it blue scenario. And if you recall Sleeping Beauty, she's hidden away in the woods, and she has these three fairy godmothers, and one wears green, and one wears red, and one wears blue, and it's Briar Rose's 16th birthday, so they're preparing for that, and they make a dress, and these ladies decide they're going to start using their magic again. So the one that wears blue is shooting her magic wand at it and says, make it blue, and the other one says, no, make it red. And they're constantly changing the color of this dress. And so you're the player, and you say, yeah, there's a gun in the top drawer of that desk in the next room. In fact, there is a desk in the next room because it's advantageous for that player. The other player says, no, make it blue. That would really kind of screw up what I've got going on. There isn't a gun in there. Who gets to say which one of these people gets to make that alter reality? And I understand the games have dynamics for that. It just doesn't sit well for me. So that doesn't do it for me. I prefer to be a free agent in a dynamic world where I can interact with that world through abilities and skills that I myself don't have or possess, because I want to be exciting. I don't want to just play, a guy that works in retail. I'd like to do something a little bit more exciting than that. Thank you. However, at the end of the day, I can alter events through my actions. I can build relationships through my actions. But I don't get to alter reality on a whim. That's not something that my character, or me as a player, has the ability to do. That's not fun for me. So